Okay, hello, group 211 KI. So, hello, students. So, today is 30th of October 2020. Okay, so what we have today according with timetable. Today we have a laboratory work again. Laboratory work, this is the lesson number 10. So let us go to the Moodle. Let us try to open Moodle. So yesterday evening Moodle was not available. Okay. So screen demonstration. Let us go to the Moodle. Okay. So let us open the Moodle. Okay. Let me enter my login. Okay. So and computer science and engineering first course. Okay, so here you see in новостной forum, news forum, the previous yesterday's topics, so the linking to the video and the text of the laboratory log with home task. Okay, so let us return. Let us add new team, добавить новую тему, new theme. Okay, so which theme? Today is 30th of October 2020, laboratory work. So the lesson, which lesson? Lesson number 10, according with the schedule. So what we shall do today? So today we will try to understand how to work with files, how to, for example, read the data in working program from external files. So how to handle files. So file handling, file handling, file handling. File handling, or work with files, maybe. Okay, so now I record this conference, record this video, so, and let us try to understand how to work with files. So let us return, let me create the one more page, Moodle page, and let us return to previous lesson, to our laboratory work 9, today's laboratory work 10, 10th lesson, yes, 10th, yesterday was 9th lesson. Okay, so here we created structures, and we initialize structures during the executing of the program. So here we initialize structures statically, so we initialize statical structures. There we create structures during the executing, so we created dynamical structures and we initialized dynamical structures. So anyway, we have to type the name, we have to put the hours, so to initialize the array of hours, and it was necessary to initialize the score for each separated structure. So this is for the first, for the second, third, and fourth structure. And here the same, but statically. these are dynamical structures, these are statical structures. So statical structure, dynamical structure, comparison. It was the topic of previous lesson. So today our topic is how to put the information of students, the names of all students, the days of all students, the score of all students in separated file, and how to read this information, how to initialize these structures. For example, we will now create dynamically, but how to initialize, not like in this case, but how to initialize via reading from the external file. So let us go to the Microsoft Visual C++ 6.0. So new demonstration. Okay, so first let me start the Microsoft Visual C++ 6.0. 6.0. Okay, so Microsoft C++ 6.0. Okay, new demonstration. So now Microsoft is available. So now we will enter. Okay, so what we shall do in this program? So let us create new project. So new project, for example, laboratory 24, lab 24. So what is our project? The Windows 32 console application. Okay, so an empty project. Let us finish and let us add to project a new source, C++ source file. So let the name be the same for the purposes of simplicity. Yes. And let us compile our program. Okay, so let me see the materials, how to compile. Okay. Okay. So first let us include usual inclusions. So to include, let us try to copy the inclusions from here. So let us, you cannot see. Okay, so to see, give you a possibility to see, let us go to the Moodle. Yes, here let us copy again. Right, no executable path. Okay. Control C and let us return to Microsoft Visual C++ 6.0. Let us paste. Okay, Conio, console input output, Stadio, standard input output, standard library, string, and time H. Maybe time H. It was not necessary today because random function would not used. Why would not used? Let us return to the listing. Why would not use? Because we initialized the structures directly, so by random numbers. So now we will create the special file with not random numbers, but with determined numbers. So random function is not necessary, so time H is not necessary too. And as runtime null, the seeding of random number is not necessary too. Okay, so let us go to Microsoft Visual Studio. So time H, let us erase. Okay, so but but we shall to declare first the structure. The declaration of the structure will be the same. So let us return to our listing in Moodle and let us copy the declaration. We press Ctrl C. So return again to the studio, to the Visual C++ and declare the structure. Okay. After this, okay, so let us create pointers, because we will create structures dynamically, not statically, but dynamically. So now we return to the model and copy the creation. Yes. Ahmed, welcome. Okay. Nice to see you. Okay. Hello. So now let us copy the creation of pointers. So Ctrl C, and let us return to the Microsoft Visual Studio and put these pointers here. Now I stop the demonstration. It's very good. I must to see Ahmed. Where is Ahmed? Ahmed, can you listen me or no? Where are you, Ahmed? I cannot see you. Okay, what is wrong? So I'm sorry. My dynamic was off. So now I switched on the dynamic. Okay. So, but Ahmed, where are you? I cannot see you. Okay, so I cannot see you, Ahmed. Okay, Ahmed Musa. Very well, Ahmed Musa. So if it is possible for you, please show me please your appearance. Okay. So Ahmed Musa connects the sound and still not listen me. Okay. Okay, Ahmed, let us wait a little. Let us wait a little. Okay, so when you connect the sound, so I will continue our lesson. Okay, so Ahmed, today we have 30th of October 2020, the laboratory work, the lesson number 10, file handling. This is the topic. Okay. So now let us return to Microsoft Visual C++. So we include 1, 2, 3, 4 inclusions. So time H is not necessary. I'm sorry. Time H is not necessary. Okay, so let me see Ahmed. Where is Ahmed? Ahmed disappeared. So now I'm seeing. Okay, so I will continue alone. Okay. Okay, so let us continue to create the structures from the file. So in addition, okay, Ahmed again. So let us accept Ahmed again. Okay, so in addition, so I declare two variables of integer type, cycle variables I and j, like in previous program. Okay, so in addition, I will declare the additional variable, temporary variable. So let me see the type of this variable. This variable is temporary. So 20. Okay, Ahmed, nice to see you, but I cannot hear you. Okay, so let us stop the demonstration. Okay, Ahmed cannot see me, cannot hear me. Okay, I cannot see Ahmed, only the record Ahmed Musa, but Ahmed Musa still cannot hear me. Okay, Ahmed. Okay. It is necessary to wait when you will be able to hear me. Okay, so integer ij. Okay, let us continue. Let us declare um, the character temporary string, Okay, intermediate string, temporary string. The variable temp of character type, not exactly temp, the array of 20 symbols, the string temp. Okay, so we declare the structure, we create 7 pointers, we declare 2 variables of the cycles, and we create temporary string. Okay, where is Ahmed? Ahmed is absent. Okay, something wrong with Ahmed. Okay, let us continue. Okay, so after this, to it is necessary to create the special pointer, special type. So in inclusion stadio H, there is special structure to work with files. The structure with the name file. So file structure. So it is the member of the language, the member of stadio H inclusion. So this structure file must be written in capitals. So the type of this structure file. So let us create the pointer to this structure pf, pointer file. Okay, the type file. Okay, let us comment. So a pointer to the structure file of stdio d input output dot h. Okay. So file handling. Let us continue. Okay. So now let us open our created project Laboratory 24 for this purpose. Let us open. Okay, so here is the folder of our project. Okay, so let us step in one level. Okay, and let us try to find Laboratory 24. So this is Laboratory 24. Okay, only debug and this. So, but which files? So all files. See a file, all files. Okay, so all files, and let us try to see which files do we have. Okay, so in this folder it is necessary to create the file with text, file with the data of our students. Okay, create, создать, create what? Create a text document, text file. Which file? For example, lab 24, lab 24, lab 24. Okay, with extension txt. So now we add to the folder of our project. So let us see again. So my projects, and in this folder we have the folder of our new project lab 24. Let us enter. Okay, so this is our source file lab 24 cpp. So this is our lab 24 cpp. Now it is open, as we can see, lab 24 cpp. Okay, so in the same folder near this file is necessary to create the text file. Okay, let us try to open this text file, for example, in Notepad, Notepad. Okay, so but you cannot see the Notepad. So I stop the demonstration and demonstrate again. So now it is possible to open the Notepad. So now you see the Notepad. So yes, let us return to our list of students in the Moodle. Okay, so this is list of our students, and the first student is Samir Fitvi. So let us copy his name. So let us return to our Notepad. I'm sorry, something wrong. Okay, again, Notepad. Okay, and let us in the first line put Samir Fitvi, the name. So after this, in the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth line of this textual file, let us put his hours in 5 days. So for example, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for example, in Monday, Samir Fitvi learned only 2 hours. So in Tuesday 3, in Wednesday 4, in Thursday 5, and in Friday 6 from 8. Okay, and his score, let us return and let us take his score. So his score, where is his score? 4.6. So let us copy, let us return to the notepad. Something wrong, so let us try again. Yes, okay, and let us put after the days the score. So Samir fit with the name, the days, and the score. Okay, so like in this code, so the name, the days, 5 days, 5 hours, and 5 days, and the score. Okay, so this is complete information about Samir. The next is Elijah. So let us copy Elijah and let us return to the notepad. So the next 8th, okay, is Elijah. So here we have his hours, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. After this must be put it Elijah's score. So let us return to the model and let us take his score 4.3. Okay, so let us return and let us open notepad. Something wrong again. So let us open notepad again. The iPad, but it is notepad. So and put here his score. So who is next? The next is Nathan Talek. Nathan Talek through K. Okay, so his, for example, hours 4, 5, 6, 3, 7, for example, 4, 5, 6, 3, and 7. And what is his score? Let us return and let us try to find his score. Okay, Nathan's score is 4.5. So copy and let us return to the part. So let us try to open. Okay, wrong. This attempt is wrong. So again, it was better to open notepad before the starting. So okay, so and who is the last? The last is let us see, it is Ahmed. Okay, so I'm sorry, this is Ahmed. Okay, so Ahmed, I'm sorry, Ahmed, let us put here Ahmed. So which Ahmed, for example, 3, 6, 8, 0, and 1. So 3 hours in Mondays, 6 hours in Tuesday, 8 hours in Wednesday, missed in Tuesday, and 1 hour in Friday. Ahmed's score is 5. We can put 5.0 or simply 5, 5. Yes, so this is the list of the group 211. So the list of information. So our task today to read this file during the execution of the program, not to type each name and each days to create to initialize the area of the days and to type the score, but to read this information from the file. Okay, let us put here 5.0 to have the possibility to clear see that this is not an hour, this is a score. Okay. Because if we put here only 5, so maybe we after some time, some very short time, we'll forgot that 5, it is not now, it is a score. So let us add 5.0 to clarity. So 4 and 6, 4 and 3, 4 and 5 and 0. Okay, so how to read? So first we must read Samir Fitvi and put it into the name of the first structure. After this, in the cycle, we must read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Okay, 5 next lines from the second to the second, third, fourth, fifth to the sixth. Okay, line of this file. So and put these characters to translate into the digits, because now these are not digits, these are characters, these are symbols, so we must translate symbols into the numbers, and these numbers we must put in the days, okay, in the array days of the first structure. After this, we must go to the next row to read the next row, to put it into the intermediate string temp, and to read this temp to translate into the double, because 4.6 it is a symbol in the text, it is not a number, it is a symbol, so we must translate this row of symbols, this string with 3 symbols into the double number 4.6. Okay, and put it to the variable score from the first structure. After this, we must create the next structure dynamically, and we must do the same with this block. After this, we will create dynamically the third structure and read from this text to the with the help of intermediate string temp. So this information, all this information. After this, we will create the fourth structure and read this information to the initialize the fourth structure from the text file. The file handling is our today's topic. Okay, so let us press file and let us press save. Okay. So after this, let us return to our Microsoft Visual C++. Okay, so we can close this window. Okay, and after this, we must open the text file with the information. So how to open? So to open, we have special function fopen. So let us type fopen, the opening of the file. So fopen. Okay, so you have the fopen must return the pointer to the file structure. So when fopen function opens this file, it creates the thread. What does it mean, the thread? The thread means the sequence of bytes. So this sequence of bytes from the file. Okay, so now constant character. Okay, so we must put here the name of the file. Okay, and the constant character. Okay, so in which mode we will open? So only to read we will open, or maybe to write we will open. So we can read files, we can put some information in external files, but today our topic is how only to read files. So first we must indicate which file we will open. So, and after this, so this function returns the value of the pointer of this pointer, the address of the thread, so created by this function from the given file. So let us indicate the file. So let us indicate the constant character. Okay. So the name of the file, which file? lab24.txt. lab24.txt. Okay, let us open again. Open. So all the files, all files. Okay, so this file must be placed near lab24 CPP in the same folder. So even in this case, it understands that we must open this file. If this file will be placed in our in other directory, so here we must add the way to this file. So the way is accompanied by slashes. So, but if this file is placed in the same directory with CPP file, so it is not necessary to indicate the way. So only the name of this file. So the conclusion that this file must be placed in the same directory with the CPP file, with the file of the code. Okay, so let us close again and continue. So after this, the next constant character. Okay, so the mode in which we open the file. So RT. So what does it mean R? R means that this is reading, not writing, but reading. So we will read this file. So we would not put some information in this file. We would not add information in programming way. So during the executing, we will read information, not put, but read. Okay, so T means that we open this file in textual mode, because a text file we can open in binary mode, for example. Yes, but we will open in textual mode. So we open to read in textual mode. Okay, so and that's all and semicolon. But this function not only creates the thread, not only opens the given file and creates the thread, so it returns, as we see, the pointer of the type of the file structure. So let us give this pointer, so you know that it returns not to the right but to the left. So here must be added the operator given the value, okay, and here must be placed the pointer to the of the type of file structure, so PF. So PF, okay. So now we open the text file. So again, I open and on files and show you that this file must be placed near the CPP file. If it will be placed in other directory, so here we must add the way how to get this file. The way it is the sequence of slashes and previous, for example, let us go to one level ahead. So for example, my projects, okay, my projects must be placed after this, my projects, and before this, the local disk D, okay, for example, D, my projects, lab 24 and lab 24 txt. So this is the way from the disk D. Okay. So, but because it is placed my projects. Okay, where is lab 24? Lab 24. Yes, lab 24. Because it is placed in the folder of the project near the CPP file, near the DSW. This is a workspace. So if you press this file, so the Visual Studio will launch automatically. It will be launched automatically. Okay, so this is the starting of Visual Studio, the workspace file. Okay, this is the file with the code, with this continuation, so lab 24 CPP, and the textual file must be placed in the same directory this way, or it must be pointed out the way. Okay, so now way is not necessary, only the headline and extension txt. Okay, so let us close. Yes, so we open, we create this thread, and we give the address of this thread to the pointer, to the created pointer of special file structure, which is a member of the language of a Studio H inclusion. Okay, library. Okay, so let us comment. Let us comment. So opening a text file. Not opening. I'm sorry. It's a text file. Lab 24.txt in read text mode. Text mode. So R and T. Yes. Okay. So we open and we create this thread and we give it to the pointer. So now we can use this pointer. So we will be able to use via the address the information from this file. Okay, so how we will use before the using. Okay, so let us check. So how we will check? So in professional programs, there are a lot of checking. So after each step must be checked. So, for example, this file is not in this directory. So let us open again all the files. Okay. So, for example, this file is absent in this directory. This file is absent, so in the way, for example. So in this case, we will open nothing. So this pointer file remains null. So like void, so nothing. We open nothing. So let us perform the checking. So the checking we will perform via if operator. So if, okay, so let us check the content of PF after this opening. So if the opening is good, is successful, so PF must be initialized by some value. So it is not null after this. Okay, so what happens if PF still remains null? Okay, so if PF is null, so why double equality? Because the condition, this is a condition in this right round brackets, there is a condition placed of if operation. The condition is a logical expression. So, but we must use the logical operators in logical expression. So the logical equal, it is not the same as the usual equal. So the given of this is the given, the operator of given the value. But here must be logical equal. So this is another operator, double equal. So this is a logical equation. If PF is null, so this is an operator of giving the value, but this is logical equation. Okay, if PF is null, so what? So we will print the message that we have an error. So the opening of the file did not occur. So we have an error. So we must output the message about the error. So printf. For example, opening file error. Okay. Opening file error. But in this case, we must exit from the program. Okay, so our if operator in this case have the block. So first it two actions. The first action to print the message and the second action to exit. So in this case we must put here the block. Okay, the block of actions. So the next action if PF is null. Okay, exit. So special operator exit is present in C language. Okay, so exit one, some integer value. So if we could not read anything, so we must not only opening. Okay, not only receive this message in the screen, but we must go out from the execution. We must exit. Exit one means that we exit. Okay, so if you're interested in this function exit, so you may find it in the internet. For example, let us open the browser and let us type, for example, C++ exit function. Exit. Okay, exit function. Exit. Okay, so this is Russian. Let us find the English language function. Yes, C++ exit function. Okay, C++ reference. Okay, exit, yes. So you see terminate calling process and etc. So the examples how to use exit, some exit value, some value, integer value, yes. Exit success, exit failure, Yes, so if it is 0 or exit success, if it is exit success, so if it is 0, that we have exit success. Okay, so if it is 1, so exit failure. So, or 2 or any other integer. So instead of 0, we must have in this case any other integer value. Okay, so in this purpose we put here 1. Okay, it means that exit failure. Okay. Yes, so you may continue the reading about exit function. Okay, but we will continue the program. So, okay, this is a inclusion, this is a declaration, this is the creation of pointers, the initializing of two variables, the creating of temporary string, the creation of pointer to the file structure, the opening a file, and the check. Okay, so the check. Yes, so what is next? What is next? So after this, let us read our attached file. Let us read this file. Okay, so let us close now this file. So close file, how to close, okay. So, and let us try to read this information. Okay, let us open it again in the ICPad. Okay, in the notepad. Let us go to the notepad. It is better to open. Okay, you cannot see. Sorry, let us stop before the demonstration. Let us open again. Okay, so how we will read? We will read with the help of cycle, because this actions are this how much actions 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 actions are repeated how much times 1 4 1 2 3 4 times. Okay, so the cycle, it is good to be used to the purpose of the reading this cycle. Okay, but which cycle? Which cycle? Let us return to the Microsoft Visual Studio. So, which cycle? For example, for cycle, it is good. Yes. Okay, let us open this file again. Let us return. Let us stop the demonstration. Return to the notepad. So cycle 4 is good. Yes. So how much steps must be in this cycle? For I1 to I less than 4. So 4 steps. But what if we know only that in our cycle must be 3 actions. First to read the name, second to read the hours, and third to read the score. And these 3 actions must be repeated in each step. But if we don't know before the before creating program how much students will be in this list. So now we see clearly that we can open this text file, but may happens that somebody else prepared this file, and we, before executing the program, we don't know, we did not know how much students will be in this list. Okay, so the fourth cycle proposes that we have bounded I to some definite value. For example, I less than 4, for example. 4, it is the number of the students in this list. But if we don't know how much students will be in this list, so the list is unknown for us, so the list we will receive, or maybe somebody else will use this program with his own list. So we would not know how much students will be in this list. So ForCycle proposed that we know how much steps will be in our cycle. Okay, so for this purpose, in programming languages, not only ForCycle is used, so but other types of the cycles. So now we will use another cycle. Okay, let us start another cycle. Which cycle? While cycle, while. So while, so all the actions of this cycle must be performed while, and after while the condition, while what? Okay, so while instead of for, the while. So you see, while becomes blue. So while it is a keyword. Yes, while what? While what? So the condition must be added. Okay, which condition? The condition, it is the must be true. The condition must be true. If it is false, so this cycle terminated. So while you achieve false, so after this the cycle stops. Okay, so before you obtain false, some false in condition, so the cycle will be performed. So let us use the infinite cycle, while one. One means true, while means true. So 0 means false. Okay, so 0 means false, but 1, 2, 3, and other integer means true. So this cycle is infinite with this condition 1, while is infinite cycle. So it will continue a lot of times without any ending, without any termination, Okay, so to terminate from the while cycle, we must put the condition of termination inside this cycle, So after while will be the block, while it is a headline, so this is a block. So at the end of actions must be the condition of termination. If this condition would not put it in this cycle, so the termination would not happen, and this cycle will be infinite cycle. Okay, so before while, let us initialize the number of the structures, the j variable with 0. Okay, j is 0. So the initialization is absent in y cycle. In for cycle we have what? For I 0, I less than something, I plus plus. So three sections: initialization, condition, and increment in for cycle. But in y cycle we have only condition, and while this condition is still true, so 1 is always true. So if we put here 0, so this cycle would not be performed anytime. But if we put 1, so this cycle will be performed a lot of times and would not terminate it. So that it means that initialization of some enumerating variable must be before cycle, must be performed before cycle. So j is 0. So we must initialize that the number of structures before cycle, because we will use this variable in the cycle. So, and increment of this variable must be put it in the cycle. Okay, by we must put. Okay, so your own. Okay, so after this, we must read the first line from the text, from the PF. So what is the first line? The first line, let us open it again. The first line is the name, Okay, so let us close it. Let us close it. How to close file? Close. Okay, so um, how to read this first line? So for this purpose, there is a special function get from file fgets. We get from file. Okay, from what? Okay, so let us see again. Fgets. Okay, 3 parameters. So the third parameter, it is a pointer to the thread, to the file. So from which? Let us start from the end. We get from which? Okay, so from PF. Okay, so before this, we must indicate integer number. How much symbols we will get from this row? 20 symbols is enough. Okay, so 20 symbols. Okay, and before this, we must indicate the name of the target string, in which string we will get from this thread, from this file, 20 symbols of the line. Okay, so in which string? In the temporary string temp. So temp. Okay, so we get from PF first from the given line of PF, which given line? This the first line, because we before this we get no information from the cycle, from this file, from this PF. Okay, so we get from PF 20 symbols, first 20 symbols, and put them into the temporary string temp. So this temp is we can name the temp the buffer. So temporary string or the buffer. Okay, in the buffer. Okay, the temporary string. Okay, so but in this case we did the checking. So let us do the checking in the same string, So fgets returns the, like a open, returns the pointer to the pointer. Okay, and returns the value, returns some value. If the getting is successful, so it returns, for example, 0. So it returns, for example, 1. If it is failure, so it returns null. So let us perform the checking. So let us put this fgets, let us put like a condition of if operator. So if fgets null, so in the case of bad reading, in the case of failure, so we must go out from the reading, from this cycle, not only um, not terminate all the program, but we must only go outside this block of while cycle, this parentheses. So to go out from the block, there is special operator, break operator, break. Okay, so in this complicated line, we not only get first 20 symbols from the given line of PF and put them into the temp, but we perform the check. So if F gets returns null, so the getting is failed. So in this case, we go out from the cycle. So the break. Okay. Okay. So after this, okay, so after this, so in the temp, what appears in the temp? Okay, so let us open again the text file. Let us open it. In the temp will appear Samir fit V, Samir fit V. So the first line from the line, okay, 20 symbols, but from the line. So it could not, fgets could not continue to the next line. So the symbols must be getted from the same line without any translation to the next lines. Okay, so only Samir fit V, appears in the temp. But how we created this textual file? We wrote Samir fit V, and what we do after this? So, for example, fit V. What we do after this? We press enter. Yes, we press enter. So we translate after this to the next line, and we return to the beginning of the next line. So after Samir fit V, we perform two operations. First, translating to the next line and return to the beginning of this line. So if we open this file, if we open this textual file, for example, in other, not in text mode, but in other mode, so we will see after I this two operations, symbols 0D and 0A. 0D and 0A. So let us go to the ASCII table. Let us open ASCII table. So we considered ASCII table. And let us open ASCII table. For example, here, ASCII table. Okay, it be this. Okay, so do you see? So in the beginning of ASCII table, there are a lot of writable symbols. Okay, so among the symbols, there are the symbols of translation to the next row and the symbol of translation to the beginning of the row. So maybe let us open the other variant of ASCII table. For example, this. Okay. Okay, ASCII table. Decimal, hexadecimal. Okay. return, okay, line feed, carriage return, so A and D, 0A, 0D. So 0D is carriage return and 0A line feed, line feed. Okay, so let us stop the demonstration and let us go to the notepad. Notepad. Okay, let us try to change the mode. So of opening. Okay, so now we open this file in text mode. So here, okay. So, but in EggPad maybe this, it is absent. It is absent. It is present in Notepad. This feature is present in Notepad, but is presented. But in EggPad it is absent. To convert this text into the hexadecimal code. Okay, so in usual Notepad, not in EggPad, but in usual Notepad, so the feature is present to translate, to open this text in some different formats. So we can translate it to the hexadecimal code. So MC after fit V after I, two symbols 0D and 0A. So 0D. Let us return to the ASCII. To the ASCII 0D is carriage return and 0A line feed. Okay, so what we do? What we do? Let us stop the demonstration and open EggPad again. What we do? So we return 0D and we go to the line. So to the next line 0A. So after I, two non-writable symbols are present 0D and 0A in hexadecimal record. So 0D, 0, I'm sorry, A. So, and after 2, we have 0D non-writable symbol and 0A again. In textual mode, so these symbols of ending of this string are absent, but in hexadecimal mode, for example. So these symbols are present, so you can see the symbols at the end of each row. Yes, so instead of how much symbols? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 symbols. We have 13 and 14, 0D and 0A. Instead of one symbol, we have three symbols. Instead of three symbols, we have 5 symbols. Yes, in each row. So in the end of each row, we have 2 additional non-readable symbols, 0D and 0A, because we translated to the next row when we created this file. Okay, these symbols are non-writable, but if we open ASCII table again, so we see that we have a lot of non-readable symbols. How much? 31 non-readable symbol in ASCII. Okay, so among them we have 0D, D carriage return and 0A line feed. Okay, so and this situation is repeated in each row. So let us return to our text. Let us close this file. No. And so in the temp we have not only now Samir Fitvi, but Samir Fitvi after I0D and 0A. Okay, so these symbols must be absent in our program, must be absent in our program. Why? Because how we created, let us go to the Moodle, let us go to our program, our listing. So let us return to the Moodle. Okay, how we create? We put Samir Fitvi and nothing else after Samir Fitvi. Only Samir Fitvi is necessary to be put it in the name. No 0D, no 0A. Yes, so the translation to the returning to the beginning of the row after Samir Fitvi and the translation to the next row, it is not necessary in this typing. Only Samir Fitvi. So we must cut the end of the line. So we must cut after I. We must cut the continuation of the temp string. Okay. Okay. So how to cut? How to cut? We must delete from the temp to two symbols. But how to perform this? Okay, to be sure that we have two symbols in the end of each row, we must change the coding. So in settings, we must put multi-byte coding. We must put multi-byte coding. Multi-byte coding in this project settings. Project settings. We must put multi-byte. But how to perform this multi-byte in Visual Studio? I forgot. I know how to perform it in Microsoft Visual Studio 2010, but I forgot how we performed it in this Microsoft Visual C++. Okay, so first multi-byte encoding. Multi-byte must be put it in settings. Multi-byte. I forgot. Maybe, okay. So it is my task to remind. Okay. So first multi-byte coding. Okay. So after this, after multi-byte coding, after multi-byte coding, we must cut these two symbols. We must cut. Okay, how to cut? Okay, so we must calculate first the length of the string. So we must calculate the length of the string temp to find the end of its string. So we put that we read 20 symbols, no more than 20 symbols. But in the case of Samir Fitvi, it is 12 symbols. In the case of 2, it is 1 symbol only. For example, the next is 2. Yes, the next is 2 or not. Okay, let us sure. The next is 2. So here we have not less than 20, but only 1 symbol. And so on. So let us close. So what we shall do next? So we must calculate the length of the string temp. So which function performs it? strlen function, strlen. So let us calculate the number of symbols in the temp string. Okay, Samir Fitvi, 12 symbols, 12 symbols. Okay, so what we must? 12 and 2 unreadable symbol. If we put multi-byte encoding in the settings of the project. Okay, so we must cut 0D and 0A. Okay, so we must return to the previous symbol before the end. So strlen minus 1. And instead it will be not 0A, the last symbol, it will be 0D. 0D, and instead of 0D we must set the symbol of the end of the string. So we must take in the string temp, in the area of symbols of character types, the temp is the area of character types. So we must take the previous element before end. So we must calculate the real number of elements now after reading in this string. So temp. Okay, after this the number of element, and we must give it other value, not 0D, but we must terminate. So how to terminate? Put here the symbol of the end of the string. So backslash 0. Okay. So now with multi-byte encoding, so 0D instead of 0D will be the end of the string, and 0A is cut it automatically. Okay. So after this, we cut two last symbols from this string, and only Samir Fitvi left in this temp. Okay. So after this, so it is possible to initialize with Samir Fitvi. So the first element, the name of the first structure. So we must create the first structure dynamically. So how? New as students. Yes, and to give the pointer to the structure, the address of the structure to the first pointer students 0. Student 0. Yes, like we did. Let us return like we did here. Student 0, new students. After this, it is possible to initialize. Yes. Yes, it is possible to initialize. So let us take this initialization of the name. Yes, but instead of Samir Fitvi will be temp. Okay. Let us return. Let us put it here. Yes, instead of Samir Fitvi now will be temp. Will be temp. Okay, but why student 0? We have J. So students J. Students J. So now J is how much? J is 0. Okay. So students J. Okay, instead of student 0, student J, name from the first structure, and instead of Samir Fitvi, the temp. The temp. Okay. Yes. Yes. So now we initialized the first member name from the first structure. Okay. By what? Let us open again. By Samir Fitvi. Okay, so we read and we put into the structure from the temp. Okay, from the temporary string. Okay, so after this, what is next? So let us go to the listing. The installation of this. So let us take. Okay, let us take new demonstration. Okay. Yes. 5 steps, because in days the number of steps is determined. Okay, so the double cycle, the external cycle while and internal cycle for. The internal cycle for is determined. Okay, so we have only 5 elements in this array, but the external cycle, while we don't know how much structures will we create. So here we created 7 pointers, only 7 pointers, but maybe it is better to perform the cycle of creation the pointers. So the amount of pointers must coincide with the amount of students in the list, in the file. So we must do in reality, in professional program, we must create this students in some cycle with the help of I, for example. Yes, so maybe here, okay, not here before the executing, but maybe here. Okay, so but in this program, the executable part now is absent, so we perform a lot of actions, but whereas the main function, okay, maybe in previous programs was pointed out. Where is the main function? The main function is absent. So I'm sorry. Okay. Let me switch on the light. Okay, so the main function. So let me see the listing of this program in my book. Okay, so the listing of this program. Okay, so in our compilation, this is laboratory 24, but in my book it is laboratory 26. Okay, let's find lab 26, the listing lab 26. Okay, yes. So here, before this, we must start the main function. So void main the main function, and all the next will be the content of the main function. So let us move to one position, so to clearly see that it is the property of the block of the function. This is the property of while sulks, and while cycle is the property of main function. Okay. Yes. Yes. So maybe this creation of students must be put it here. So in each step we must create the proper pointers. So for example here it is better to create here. So this is a statical creation. So yes. Let us cut. Let us put it here. So first we move a pointer. Move a pointer. Okay. Move a pointer to the structure. Yes, student S. Yes, so students J. Yes, in each step of the cycle we will create the next pointer. It is better. It is not a dynamical creation, it is a statical creation, but it is better to create it is in the cycle. So we before the cycle we would not know. Okay, so instead of to declare the variable of the cycle before main function, let us put here executable part. Executable part. Yes, we declare the functions in executable part inside the main function. Inside the main function, it is possible to because we use this variable on the main function, so we can declare it or before main function or in the main function. In our program we have only one function written by us. This is the main function. So these variables we can declare or before function or here. So here we may declare the structure in main function too. So let us first declare the structure for the purpose of clarity, and after this let us do all other actions. So declare the variables and declare J must be declared before the cycle because it is used first time in the cycle. Okay, and I too. Yes, so I can be declared here integer I. Yes, yes, or J can be declared here integer J, but for the novices it is very bad. It is very bad to have complicated expressions. For example, this expression is very complicated. This expression is very complicated. Okay, so yes, so to avoid the complicated expressions, it is better to first to declare something like in this case, and after this to use the variables declared before, not to declare and use in one record. Okay. So maybe if we have no place or little of resources, so it is possible to declare and to initialize in one expression. But for novices, it is not good to do it in one place. It is better to declare separately and use separately. Okay. So we initialize the days. After this, we must initialize the score. So let us return to the listing. Yes. And let us take this initialization. This initialization. But I suppose that we did not initialize days. Why? We did not initialize these days because in the temp we read only the name, only the name. So before initializing the days, we must read from the file the next row. Which next row? The next line. Let us open. At the next step, we must read 3. In the next step, 4. In the next step, 5. And in the next step, we must read 6. And after reading in the first step 2, so we must translate 2, because here it is not a number, it is a character. The character 2 we must translate into the integer, into the number 2. Okay, and only after this we must the value of the temp translate to the number, and we must after this initialize the days. Okay. In the next step, we must read first the next line, 3. Okay, so after this, we must translate it to the integer. After this, we must initialize the days here, the day 0, the days 1. So after this, in the next step, we must read the next line 4, translated into the integer 4, and after this, we must initialize the days to the days 3, the days 4. How much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so let us return, let us close. Yes, and here first we must read. So how to read? So with the help of fgets. So let us put it here, fgets. Okay, so our cycle 4 has a lot of more than one line. So the actions of 4 must be put into the block. So here we must open the block, and after the end we must end the block of this cycle. Okay, so first to get from temp other. Okay, so fgets, so each time fgets get symbol from the next line. So here from the next line is the first line, because j is 0, so from the first line. So here fgets get from the next line. Fgets gets from the line which is next after fgets which was before. Okay, the nearest fgets. Okay, so this fgets gets from the next line, then this. Okay, and put it again to the temp, so we change the temp. So what we put? One more time, we put 2, we put this 2. Okay, fgets, and that's all. It is not necessary to cut 0d and 0a, because after this we will use special function. So here we must turn the continuation of temp. What is the continuation? The continuation will be this character 2, but 2 not a number, but 2 as a character, as a symbol, some symbol. Okay. So it reads the symbol. The temp is not an integer, not a string of integers. This is a string of characters. So we know that these characters exactly corresponds to ASCII table. So which symbol corresponds to 2? Okay, so let us go to the ASCII table, ASCII table. Okay, 2, where is 2? 2 is how much? 50. So in temp, the 50 trapped, 50. So the temp of character type, so the f gets put into the temp 50. Temp 1 will be 50. Okay. Temp 0 will be Samir Fitvi. So Samir Fitvi, it is a sequence of what? Samir 53, capital S, A, 61. What is next, and so on, the names. But here will be 50. The temp will be 50, and after 50, 0 D and 0 A. After 50 will be 13 and will be 10. Okay, so this is now the continuation of the temp. 50, after this temp 0 is 50, temp 1 is 13, and temp 2 is 10. Okay. So let us return. Okay. So, but it is not necessary, like in this case, to cut 0D and 0A in this case. So, because we will use other way to initialize this. So instead of to put here directly temp, yes. So we because the days, it is the integer. This is 4 bytes, but temp now have 3 bytes. Okay, 3 bytes. Which bytes? 50, 13, and 10. Okay. In first byte is 50 placed, in the second the 13 is placed, and in the third the 10 is placed. Okay. So we must turn this temp into the integer. So we have special function, a toy to integer, to convert into integer. Okay, a toy. Okay, and you see that a toy returns the integer value. So it takes the temp. So in the temp, it's C. Let us return to the ASCII table again. That after 2, where is 2? 2, after 50. So it is how much? Where is D? 13. So 13, it is non-writable. Okay, it is not a character. Okay, it is not writable. Okay, and what is else? And 10. So 13 and 10, it is not cannot be transformed into integers. So only this 50 corresponding to character 2 must be translated into the 2. So it goes to the ASCII table. So it avoid 13, avoid what? 10, and in ASCII table it turns 50 to 2. So this is a TOE function, how a TOE function works. Okay, so let us return to the 2 hours. So, and 2 like integer trapped into the days, into the first place of the days, day 0 in the first step. Okay, so here we must put j because we get days from the j's structure, the 0 structure. So the double enumeration, double cycle, so external cycle in y enumerates the structure students j and internal cycle, and external cycle in I enumerates days, so days I, students j. Okay, with arrow because the dynamical creation of structure. A TOE temp, so conversion temp to the integer. Okay, so in the next step will be days 0, so it gets take symbols in the next line after the line before is this, so it takes 3. So let us see what is 3 in ASCII table. In ASCII table it is maybe 51. Okay, where is 3? 3 is 51. Yes, 51, 13 and 10. 13 and 10, it is not interesting for a TOE function. It converts 51 to 3 and put 3 into the days. Okay, so we obtain 3. Okay, and so on. Let us close. Okay, so this is the initialization of the days. After this, we must put the initialization of the score, Okay, so we must read other 20 symbols after these 5 lines from the next line after these 5 lines. So the next line, let us open again. After these 5 lines, the next line will be this, the line with the Samir's score. Okay, so let us close. Okay, F gets. Okay, like in this case, and let us return to the listing what students score. Okay, let us copy, let us return. Okay, let us put here is students J score, but instead of 4.6, so we must use the temp, but the temp now holds what? 4.6. Let us go to the ASCII table. 4.6. So 4 is what? So 52 dot 34. Okay, I'm sorry. Voice. Okay, or maybe this is. I cannot see. Maybe this is. Maybe 46 is a dot. Okay, so the 4 is 52, 46 if it is a dot. Okay, and 6 is 54. 6 is 54. After this, the D 13 and the 8 10 and the 8 10. Okay. So this is now the continuation of the temp, but this sequence of numbers from ASCII tape must be converted to the floating point number 4.6. 4.6. How to convert into the float? So here we convert into the integer, but now we must convert into the float. So we have function at of. So conversion to float, double. So it returns the double. So the score is the double. Yes, where is the score? The score is the double. Yes, yes. So it of function is proper function for this case. So the 10. Yes. So now we create in the cycle while the first pointer. Yes, after this, where we, yes, after this we read the first line with checking, with breaking if the reading is failed. After this, we create the structure only if breaking is only if reading is successful, and that's all. Okay, so after this, we must create the next. So we must put here the increment of j plus plus, and that's all. And that's all of our creation and creation of pointers, creation of structures, and initialization and reading. So, but we told that this cycle is a cycle, infinite cycle, because here we have a true one is a true. Okay, not zero, true. But how to go outside from the cycle? Because of this break operator. So how? When, let us open our file. Well, when we go to the end of the file, the next time will be written nothing. After this will be written nothing. So return again. Will be written nothing. So maybe it is better to create the pointer, yes, before the checking, after, I'm sorry, after the checking. So here, okay. So first, let us read, let us check. So if we, in the next line will be nothing, so if f gets will be no. Okay, so the break, yes. And after this, let us see again, after this 50, we have j plus plus. So we have the next step of while cycle. Okay, let us close. Yes, and we have gets from the next row after the last, but next row is empty. It is absent. It is not empty because here we have the end. It is absent. It is absent at all. So no, nothing happens. Nothing will be written. Okay, so we will obtain null here, and we have a break. So we go out from that cycle. So the cycle is a cycle of reading, creation of a pointer, creation of new structure. Let us put here dynamical creation of a new structure as students. Yes, and its initialization. maybe Z, maybe S, maybe initialization, maybe initialization. Okay. Yes. So this is while cycle. Okay. So what we have to do? So here we open the file we created, the thread. Okay. So after the end, we must end of reading. So we must obviously close the thread. We must close the thread. Okay, so let us close the thread. So for this purpose, to close the thread. Okay, in this purpose, so-called file close function is used. Fclose. What we close? F. Okay. Fclose. So here to open, yes. Here to close the file. Okay, and create the thread. So here we close the file. Yes, so the file is free from our program, from our handling. So I remind you the topic of our laboratory work. The topic is not file handling. So we get some file, we create the thread, and after the handling, we must close the file to free the file. Okay, not to free, not to clear, but to free the file, to let it go. Okay, let it be alone. Okay. Okay, so how to out the information? The out is the same. So the out is the same. So let us return to the listing and the dynamical out. Yes. So this is structures. Sorry. Okay, the dynamical out. So we must take this. So this parents, this is a closing parents of the block of main function. We have it in our program. Okay. Yes, before this, we have the dynamical output. Dynamical output structures. Why dynamical? Because we use the pointers and we use the array operator, not arrow operators instead of dot operators. That's why dynamical output. Okay. So let us have a conclusion. So non-executable part. Okay. So without any time h, yes. So the new structure file, it is the member of the inclusion. Which inclusion? Stadio I, H standard input out. Okay. The creation of the thread is given in this library, in this structure. The instruments to creating the thread from the file. Okay. Okay, so this is non-executable part, the declaration of a cycle variables. Okay, so the creation of the buffer. Okay, the creation of the pointer to the future thread. Okay, so the opening the file, the checking, so and the cycle of dynamical structure of reading of file, reading so we read not exactly the file, but we read the thread creating from this file. Okay, so the cycle of file reading and dynamical structure creation and initialization. Oh, maybe initialization. Okay. Yes. So the inclusion, the declaration, the some declaration of additional variables, the opening a file, so the with checking the opening the file with checking, okay, the reading and dynamical creation of structures and structure initialization, the closing of the file and the output of structure. Okay, so let us try to compile. Okay, it is interesting. Students. What is wrong? Students. Expected constant expression is students. Expected students. Okay, so let us try to create the pointer before. Maybe here, like an original list. Example 7 with 3 reserved pointers. 3 pointers reserved. Okay, let us comment this. Okay. Oh, 17 errors. No, I'm sorry. Instead, as students, yes, as students, yes, as students. Sorry, let us save, let us compile. Okay, so but file it could not compile this. Okay, let us comment again. Let us comment again. Okay, let us try to see again the message. Okay. Expected constant expression. What does it mean? For example, student 0. Student 0. Cannot allocate an array of constant size 0. Students. Okay, if student 7. Student 7. Weird. Let identify. Student J, yes, student J, student J. So what is wrong? What is wrong? Okay, so maybe if we put here student J. Okay, so what happens if we put here students? Structure. No, it does not work. Okay, students. Mhm. Okay, structure students. Students. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, here we must create, we must indicate, I'm sorry. This is very, very mistake for the beginners. Okay. So here we must indicate not the number, not the number of the element, but the number of the elements in the array, the number of elements in the array. But how to know the number of elements in the array? We don't know the number of elements in the array. So first before to create the number of elements in the array, we must read first all the text. So let us open this file again. So do you see that the number of files in this folder increases? So after the compiling, yes. Okay, so first we must count the number of lines. Yes, we must divide this number into how much? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into the 7, and we must determine how much we will have in this file, how much structures it is necessary to create, how much pointers it is necessary to declare. So before the creation, sorry, let us close. So before the creation of students, so we need other variable. For example, not J, but other variables. So here we must not only read the first line, but first we must elaborate the algorithm to count the number of lines, in our text, to divide this number by 7 and to this number to store in some variable, some additional variable, for example key, or maybe J it is possible to use, okay, or maybe key, or maybe I, before I initialized one more time before this. We may use additional variable key, for example key, yes, and to count not only get symbols from the first line, but to count lines to elaborate algorithm how to count lines in this file. After this, we must divide this number of lines on 7 and to put it to the key variable. So here must be placed the algorithm, and after this the number must be given to the key. Yes, let me do this. Okay, and after this we must put here students key. Yes, students key. So we need an additional algorithm. So it is necessary to count the lines. Okay, to read maybe all the lines, to find the end. So maybe the number of 0D, 0A, or even 0A symbols. Yes, 0A symbols. So the number of 0A symbols corresponds to the number of lines. So after this, we must read all the file. Yes, not we must first have a cycle which reads all the file. So before this file, we must have the while which reads all the file and counts 0A, for example, and divide after this cycle we must divide by 7 and to transmit to the key variable. Okay. Okay, it is how to find how much students must be. Okay, so this is a complicated way. So before this file, we need the other cycle in which we will determine the number of lines. In professional programming, the number of lines. After this, the number of lines must be divided on 7 and is given to the key. Yes, and after this, the created the structure. So this algorithm is it is not so hard to realize this algorithm, but in this case, it is not necessary to consider now this way. So it is for the professional purposes, it may be performed. But now let us restrict ourselves to creation of some structures, some pointers, for example, 7 pointers at the very beginning of the main function. Okay, so let us return this, let us erase this attempt. So let us cut this, let us move, okay, and let us paste it here. So the creation of pointers to the structures and students. How much we don't know, but we create, for example, 7 pointers. Yes. So to determine how much structures must, how much pointers must be created, so we must create them after the checking, maybe after the checking, yes, or not after the checking. It may be created here, so we need the special cycle to read to pre-reading the file and the determination of lines. After this, we must divide on 7 and to create after this pre-cycle, we must create the pointers. Okay. So, but it is when we have a professional task. But now for educational task, so let us avoid this additional cycle. Okay, it is enough for today. Let us compile. Yes, which warning? Okay, so let us delete k because k is not necessary now. Okay. So let us compile and let us execute. Yes, so the result is the same. The result is the same. So how to show you? So let us stop the demonstration. Let us demonstrate again, and now now you show the result of compilation. So do you see that the result is the same? The result is the same. So nothing new about the result. Yes, but the way is new. So we read the key. So let us stop the demonstration. Let us return to the listing. So we read the information from the file. Okay, so let us copy this file. Okay, so let us do the demonstration. Let us go to the mic part. Let us press Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Okay, so let me close this file. Yes. Okay. Yes. And let us return to the Moodle. Okay, maybe Moodle does not work now. Yes, the Moodle does not work, so it's bad. So let me copy this. Let us out. Yes, and let us enter again. Okay, so computer science and engineering. So now it's new forum, the forum of news. Yes, and let us create new scene again. So the file handling. Yes, and here the listing. The listing of the proper program. Okay, so now let us go to the studio. So let us press Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Okay, so let us return to the Moodle and let us put here the listing. Yes, so the listing. But so first let us put here the continuation of the file. The content, the content of the attached file with the name lab24 and extension txt. Okay, so let us return again to the Microsoft program. So let us close the executing window and let us open laboratory 24txt. Let us copy, so press Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Okay, let us go to the Moodle. Let us put here the content. Okay. Okay, so this is the content of the touched file. Okay, so let us take another format. For example, before formatted text. Okay, so this is our text file. Yes, so this is our listing. Okay, so let us format it again. Oh, it is bad. It was bad idea. Okay, so many translations. Okay, so the listing of proper program. Yes, with comments. Okay, so declaration of the structure, let it be the first headline. So what is next? Creation of pointers. The next, okay, temporary string, buffer, so little headline, a pointer to the structure. Little headline, okay. This is big headline, okay. This red. Little headline, dynamical owl. Big headline, yes. And that's all. So I don't know how can we compile this program online, because we have an additional file, a touched file, lab24txt, from which we must read something. So we must find the compilator with the possibility to handle, to attach files to this, to load files this in this online compiler. Okay, so I suppose that GDB cannot attach the external files. Okay, so maybe online compilers with this feature are presented in the internet. So in the internet we have a lot of online studios, like medias, like this, for example, Microsoft Visual C++ 6.0, for example, Visual C++, Microsoft Visual Studio, I'm sorry, Microsoft Visual Studio Online, yes, but this is very complicated online studio, so we must register, we must do a lot of things, yes. So the online compiler GDB is very easy to work with, yes. And I suppose that my demonstration is enough to see the, how to handle the files. But today we handle the files only, we read the files, So we open the file, we create the thread, we open the file in reading mode, yes, and in text format. So it can be opened not only in text, in binary, for example, format. text file can situate it. So, and it can be opened not only for read but for writing too. But today we only read. So there are possibilities to write some information in file. So in this case, the file, let us open the folder. The file will be created in the folder, will appear. So when we open some file, for example, in writing mode, okay, so this file will be created, will appear in this library. For example, let us add here the other, for example, other pointer of file structure type file pf, for example, pf1. Okay, let me see, is it possible to declare in this way two pointers, or only one asterisk is used? So let me find the proper program in my book. Okay, okay. So, and how to declare two pointers? Yes, like in this way. So pf and pf1. So, and let us open. Okay, how to open? How to open? Open or some other action must be performed to create some other file. Yes, open, because it is opened, the thread opened. Okay, so let me be sure. Okay, let me be sure that it is exactly this. Yes, yes, F open, F open. So now I open again. Now we have here only one textual file, lab24.txt. Let us close and let us open another thread. F open another thread. For example, let us create the file lab25.txt. txt. Yes, how to create? To put here WT. So in writing mode, we open thread in writing mode. So this is thread in reading mode. And this thread is opened in writing mode. So we will create in this folder after executing the program, after this line. So in automatically we will create in this folder lab25, yes, and it would open the thread to write something in this file from our program. Okay, so here we the thread reading from this file, and here the next file will be created, and the thread will write something, have a possibility to write. Okay, so we would write no information. Okay, but it is possible to write, for example. So now let us compile, let us build, and let us execute, and let us be sure that here will appear lab25 after executing this program. Okay, so let us compile. Yes, let us build. Yes, and let us execute. So let me show you. So to stop the demonstration and to show you. So the result is the same. So nothing happens. But let us open, sorry, so let us, yes, let us open the folder. Do you see lab25 appears? And nothing in this file because we open only a thread. Yes, so let us try to open. Create, open. Yes, nothing in this file. Okay, so but if we open, okay, so we must close. So we must close this reading thread, and we must close F-close to avoid the future mistakes. F1. Yes, we must close. It's the same case, so stop, return, show this digits changes. No, this digits. Okay, so let us compare. Let us compare this to be sure that this is exactly the same. Okay, so please carefully see this information. So 2, 3, 4. So why we have instead of 4.6, 4.60? Why? Okay, so let us return to the program. So I told you that here we have the format, printing format 5.2. Okay, so now let us execute again. Let us execute. Okay, execute, and let us stop demonstration, and let us show you the screen. Let us execute. Okay, so let us execute. So what does it mean 5? For example, Samir Fitvi. Where is Samir? Samir, oh, you cannot see anything this way. Okay, I'm sorry. Let us return to Samir Fitvi. You cannot see, but I move. And after this, you. Okay, so now you cannot see. Okay, Samir Fitvi. So his score. I'm sorry. Okay, his score 4.6. Why 4.6? So after this 6, we have how much positions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. 5 positions. From this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 position, one position is empty. So without minus 19, so in this position it arranges in the right side. So here we have 19 positions, and we have minus. So this with minus, it was arranged to the left side. Okay, so now let us try to put here minus. So like this, minus. So the space must must disappear. Okay. Okay, now stop the demonstration and show you the result. Let us see. Yes, so the space disappeared. Why? Because it was arranged 5 positions, so the space appeared. In the end, we cannot see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is space, so it arranged into the left corner, like in this case. So if we put here, I'm sorry, so let me stop the demonstration. Okay, if we put return here plus, and for example put here +2, obtain. So stop the demonstration and show you again. Yes, do you see? So it was arranged in the right corner. But what is the format of days? The format of days, 2 positions. So 1 digit by 2 positions. So the space and 2. If we put here minus, for example, minus. So what we would obtain? So minus. You cannot see. I'm sorry. So let me close this. Okay. So if we put here minus, what happens? Okay, so stop and return. So do we see all this arranged to the left with the help of minus? So two positions, but one digit. Two in space, three in space, two positions, two positions. Okay, let us return here minus. So sorry, let us close. Okay, let us close. Okay, so let us return here minus. Sorry. What is wrong? What is wrong? What is wrong? Okay. Okay, something wrong. Something wrong. But what is wrong? I not understand. I not understand. Something is wrong. Something wrong. Okay, so let us. Very interesting. Okay, very, very interesting. Okay, so you cannot. Let us stop the demonstration. Let us open again. It is interesting. Okay, so what is wrong? I don't understand. Okay, so what we have to do? Okay, I just open, but you cannot see. But you cannot see this. Okay, so the conference. I will move my camera to the screen. Okay, so now I will open. Okay, so and I will change. So I will return here plus, I will return here minus. Suppose you see what I do. Okay, yes, and that's all. Now I file, yes, build, and I execute. Yes, execute. So 5.2. So let us count. Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.2. So 2 after decimal point. That's why we have 0 here. Not 4.6, but 4.60. Okay. So let us return to our conference. Sorry. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I'm sorry. Okay, so let us execute. Yes, let us stop demonstration. Let us show again. Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 after the decimal point. Okay. Yes. Yes, so let us return to the Moodle. Yes, so this is our working with the file. Okay, so let us return to the Visual C++. Okay, it is active now. Yes. Let us open so this file lab25txt. Okay, so let us delete our second thread. Let us remove second pointer. Let us remove the creation of writing. Okay, so but we can write something. We can write something in this file. In this file, yes, in this file, we can put something in this file. How to? Okay, so let us return all this. Okay, let us return how to put. Let me see how to put, to show you how to put something in the attached file. So we have the function printf. So, but we can. Okay, so before to close the thread. Okay, so let us put something into the file. How we this function printf print something in the screen. Yes, but we have the function of printing in the file. So which file printf, f printf, f printf. Okay, let us print in the file. Okay, so in let us open. So in which file? In which file? In the file pf2. pf2. Okay. So what we have to put in this file? So in which mode? In which mode we will put? For example, in the string mode. In the string mode, so %s, %s, and which information we put here? For example, Samir Fitvi. Samir Fitvi. Fitvi. Okay, so let us close and let us try. Let us try. Okay, can we succeed or not? So let us compile. We have an error, so maybe declared. Okay, so no, instead of PF2, PF1 is used. Okay, instead of PF1 and PF2, PF and PF1 was used. Okay, so PF1, yes, this is a mistake. Okay, the computer does not understand what is PF2. Okay. So 0 errors. So the result is the same of the screen. In the screen, the result remains the same. Okay, so let us see the result. The result is that now I remind that I promised you to compare the continuation of the file and to compare with this output. Okay, so yes. Before this, let us open the PF1. So the file lab20. Okay, so let us lab25. Okay. So lab25. Let us open it. Do you see Samir Fitvi? Okay, Samir Fitvi. Yes. Okay, so now you see how to read something from one file and to put something into the other file, to create file in the same folder. So we can create this file not in this folder, for example, in this folder. In this folder we can create, in addition to this folders, we can create the file here. Okay, so in this case, we must indicate the way. So let us close this file where we can indicate. Here we indicate the way. D, for example, slash or backslash, I don't remember now. So a lot of directories, and in which directory must be this file. Okay. Yes. So even we can take something from this file and put it to this file. For example, we take may take Ahmed and put it in this file, But for this purpose, we can use students. Ahmed is how much? Students 0, students 1, students 2, students 3. We must use students 3 name and put it here. Okay, so let us try to change. Okay, students 3. Students 3 name Ahmed. Okay. Okay, so instead of Samir Fitvi, Ahmed must appear. Okay, so let us compile. Let us build and let us execute. So to stop the demonstration to show you the result of compilation. The result of compilation in the screen is the same, but now let us open the created file one more time, lab25.txt. Instead of Samir Fitvi, this file must be Ahmed. Yes. So now you see that it is possible to handle files, to take something from one file and to put it into another file. So where was Ahmed? Ahmed would not present in our program. Okay, so let us return, let us close this file and return to our program. So no Ahmed is presented in this program. Ahmed is absent. Okay, so but where Ahmed is situated? So Ahmed is, oh, I'm sorry. So open. Ahmed is here. So Ahmed is here. Yes, Ahmed is here. Okay. So let us open 24. Ahmed is here. In the file lab24.txt, Ahmed is here. So we take Ahmed from this file. Yes, handling these files. Yes, and we put Ahmed into this file. Yes, into this file. In this file, nothing happens. And this file would not situated at all before the execution program. And Ahmed, after the execution of program, appears in this file. So we take Ahmed from one file and we put Ahmed in other file. Yes, so handling with of files, file handling. Okay, working with files. So to read some file and to write something in other file. Okay, so now you see that it is possible to write it with the creation, even with the creation of a new file. Okay. Okay, so maybe it is enough for today. The information is very big. The video is very big. So please see this video. Please try to understand this program. So, but only I don't know how to compile this program online. and maybe it is possible to find some online studio in which we can attach our files from our computers or create some files in this video in this studio, and yes, to handle these files, and after this to download these files after handling. Okay, yes, so now it is all for today, so please see this video after it creation. I will give you the link to this video. Yes, and that's all for today. So students of group 211, I wish you all good health. So please wear masks. Please be careful, be healthy, and to the next hour meeting. To the next hour meeting, maybe it will be online meeting. See you next online time. So the record is over.